They're excited about the show.
We're very excited about the show.
Very.
Welcome to Jack and Geek.
I'm Crip.
And I'm the Crypt Keeper. And we're here for book club, finally.
Book club.
It's taken us a while.
Book club.
It's like how Draco says Potter.
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 I can't wait for his book.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
But that's a whole nother subject.
Well, you brought up Harry Potter.
And it's book club.
It is book club.
So we're talking about books.
It's relevant.
Jesus.
It's very relevant. It's very relevant.
It's relevantly going to get us way off topic by the 5-minute mark.
Welcome to Jack and Geek.
I'm trying to keep a handle on it.
Since
Handle?
when?
Since somebody over here complains when we have 3 podcasts in one book.
That's true. Every time.
It wouldn't be so bad if we had 3 podcasts on a big book. We had 3 podcasts on a tiny book.
We had big opinions on a small book.
But first, let's take a shot.
Some of those characters didn't realize that my hands are buy one, get one.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the
That face doesn't look good.
It's
His face
Captain
never
Morgan
looks okay.
sliced apple. No, there's a fly in it.
Every time he goes to sip something, it looks like he just sip something sour.
Nah.
My face just does that when I
It's the
drink or eat
Chinese eyes.
I'm drinking a go-to in this house, Crown Apple and Mountain Dew.
I shaved my head.
Let's get into it real quick.
Bro, this isn't a video podcast.
You could have got away with it.
I
I didn't know you were previously bald at all.
But I'm going bald, so I'm gonna head shave my head.
Yeah, I might do that.
No.
You gonna shave your head? You're gonna go from mullet to shaved head.
Yeah,
No.
it's gonna be like Professor X. He had a mullet before he lost all his hair when his powers kicked in.
Sir. Until your powers kick in, no.
I'm just gonna wake up one day and just be like, I can hear people.
I must be bald now.
We're gonna be bald brothers.
Bald brother.
That's gonna go on our Instagram story with no context.
Anyway,
Percy Jackson in the Battle of the Labyrinth.
they're doing some battles in a maze.
One of the best books.
They went in the maze.
This is such a good book.
It is. a
and
good
then
book.
out of the maze, and then back into the maze, out of the maze, back into the maze, and then out of the maze again. That's the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about as many times
Yeah,
as they win.
Exactly. What's up? They go fucking around?
Yes.
No. Today I'm being all serious.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Black or no?
What?
Serious black or no?
That's not what I thought you
That's not
meant.
what I thought you meant. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Wrong podcast.
that's Daily Wire.
Never mind. I just...
Holy crap.
Oh shit.
Topical.
3 minutes, we're already off track. I can't look at Baldy over there.
You know what the worst part is? Is y'all just started drinking. And it's like you've been drinking.
We haven't drank in so long.
To be fair, I don't remember the last time I had a mixed drink. That doesn't mean anything for me though, because I forget. the
But you had a
conversation I had earlier
sip
today.
so far.
No, I've drank more than a sip.
No, she's drank a lot already.
Make me sound like an alcoholic, bitch.
We want to talk about the wine bottles?
You
What?
too?
What about the wine bottles?
They just
That there's a lot of them?
They just disappear. It's like, where'd they go? And she's like, I don't know. And she's already holding up another bottle. I don't know.
I really don't drink that much.
I did see.
I really
We'll never know. They asked me what I would have done if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
In seriousness, I drink one glass of wine at a blue moon, and then I forget about it, and then the wine goes bad.
You are literally defending yourself to yourself.
No, to you, apparently!
No to our listeners.
Like they have any context of the real world. What we say is the rules here.
Apparently.
Okay, Battle of the Labyrinth. Don't we start off with Percy going to a new school?
I mean, we usually start
Yes.
off with Percy going to a new school.
Good with an E. High school. A school where Paul Blofus, his mom's boyfriend, teaches. While there, he meets Rachel Elizabeth Dare again.
Again.
She is so good.
I love Rachel.
Oh, thanks Wikipedia. Now they have ads.
Oh shit, that's fucked up.
A clear-sighted mortal whom he met previously at the Hoover Dam, if you don't remember from the last book.
Yes. And if you don't know what the last book was called, it tells you right here. During the orientation, Rachel suddenly runs away to the gym. Percy follows her, and she tells him that something is wrong with the two presenting cheerleaders, Tammy and Kelly.
I hate the way both of those are spelled.
Yeah.
That is pretentious white.
Yes.
By the way, it's spelled with I's for people.
Tammi and Kelli.
And if you don't think that's pretentious white, maybe you're pretentious white.
Maybe.
T.
I'm getting real today.
Well, you are white, so.
I'm not pretentious white. The people in
Let's not
question...
get into a race here, guys.
Doesn't matter if you're white. Topical. The people in question enter the gym where they reveal themselves to be... oh god. I can't...
Pusai?
Pusai.
Pusai?
I heard it and it was fine, but now trying to
I think
read
it's
it...
Pusai.
Maybe.
Basically vampires.
I want to be in Pusai.
Maybe after a few more of these.
Oh shit! Maybe I need to get the fuck out of here.
Percy slays Tammy, same. But Kelly disappears in a burst of fire. She'll get a burst of something else if she doesn't watch out. Unfortunately, Paul Blofus and some other mortals see the incident, forcing Percy and Rachel to escape through a broken window. They both run outside to where Annabeth is waiting. Crazy that she's just already there.
Listen.
She was waiting for him because they were going to go out.
They were going to go to a movie. They were going to have their first real date. But
But
also,
it wasn't going to be a date.
It wasn't going to be a date. But also, Annabeth, babe, listen.
You need to calm down.
You need to take it down a step, okay?
Percy is not the guy you need to chase that hard. He will just show up.
He will. I get it. Him running out of a flame was y'all's thing. I get it. But listen, it's okay. You don't have to.
He literally
You
is
don't
not.
have to gatekeep Gaslight Girl Boss that hard.
He's really not even remotely interested in Rachel. He doesn't even realize you're even remotely interested in him.
You gotta
doesn't.
be clear
doesn't.
with the dyslexic. You have to
He
say.
don't get it. He don't get it.
He's literally just sitting there like, huh? What? The entire time that either one of them is mad. And then fucking Grover's like, you don't get it? And he's like, get what?
Oh, shit.
They make their way to the camp. After reaching camp, Annabeth decides to go to Clarice about something secret, leaving Percy to wander the camp by himself. He stops by the arena and sees a massive hellhound, Mrs. O'Leary.
That Mrs. O'Leary is cool as shit.
Yeah. I just like dogs, though.
I love dogs.
But hellhound?
That's just a dog
Okay,
from the
and-
dimension of hell.
It's a big dog.
You remember?
That just sounds like more dog.
Remember when Annabeth was playing fetch with it?
I saw a opinion that I agree with.
What?
Take a dog and a cat and leave it in a hot car for 10 hours. Who's going to be happy to see you when you open the door?
The dog?
Exactly. That's why I'm a dog person.
I just got a cough, man.
Okay. Sees a massive hellhound, Mrs. O'Leary. He tries to kill her, but is soon stopped by Quintus, the new swordmaster, who reveals that Mrs. O'Leary is his pet. Chiron interrupts their conversation and takes Percy to Grover Underwood. He leads them to a glade where the Council of Cloven Elders is being held and drops him next to Annabeth, Clarice, and a crying nymph, Juniper,
Those sons of bitches.
Turns out to be Grover's girlfriend.
Those sons of bitches.
Why?
I didn't know Grover could pull like that.
Well, I did, because every fucking satyr ends up with a nymph.
It's true.
Every time.
That's true.
That's so weird.
Also, Grover's good at what he does.
Yeah.
He's a homie.
Yeah, but it's just, what's up with satyrs and nymphs every time?
Nymphs like that goat dick.
They do like eating plants. Shit. Don't shave, I want to go down tonight.
Oh, shit. Damn, do I really need to get out of here?
Daddy's hungry.
Ew.
Yeah.
We're never gonna get through this.
The council decides that Grover has only 1 week to find Pan,
1 week. 7 days. What the fuck?
the lost god of the wild. The same person
Yeah,
who's been trying
people
to look
been
for a
looking
while.
for him for 1,000 years. They give Grover 1 week.
People don't like Grover.
I like Grover.
I love
No, I'm
him.
saying like just people around just don't like him for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like he's causing issues.
Because he thought he found Pan and they hate it.
I'm sorry that I almost did the thing we've been trying to do.
No,
Right.
They just don't want him to be the one to find him.
Jealousy.
Didn't his dad and his uncle die trying to find Pan?
Mm-hmm.
His uncle turned
His
in-
uncle was in Medusa's.
his uncle was a statue.
Oh, look at us remembering shit.
Damn. That was getting the dad and the uncle, never the mom.
Well, if we're going by Disney rules, the mom's already dead.
Oh, I forgot. That was only in the movie that he was... Never mind. Whoops. Otherwise, his searcher's license will be forfeited. The meeting concludes and Percy rushes over to clean up his cabin for the cabin inspection. Fuck you need a cabin inspection for? You're the only guy in there. I don't care if it's a mess.
Because you got to do cabin inspection, because if you fail cabin inspection, then you have to clean up after dinner.
Dog, I'm the only one in there. What does it matter if it's a mess?
Because you don't want to end up cleaning up after everybody else for dinner. You want a good pass inspection so you're not penalized.
I think a guy vibing in his own cabin by himself should be penalized for just having his own domain of trash.
That's just too bad. That's not the way it goes.
Percy Jackson,
You ain't been to
son
camp.
of trash.
You ain't
Percy
been to camp.
Jackson in the domain of trash. As soon as he reaches the Poseidon cabin, he sees his half-brother Tyson.
So he's not
cleaning up.
alone.
I would argue that would be more likely to have trash. Tyson hugs him and shows him the repaired shield that Ladder broke last winter during the fight with the Manticore. Later that night, Percy has trouble sleeping. He realizes that the room is glowing with a faint blue light coming from the saltwater fountain his father had given him last winter. Surrounding it is a rainbow-colored light, clearly an Irish message. He deposits 1 drachma into the mist, and it shimmers unto...
How lucky is he that there was a drachma in the damn
It
fountain
gave
already?
him one.
It's a setup.
It gave him one.
It's a setup.
It is a setup.
It's a setup. Until the figure of Nico D'Angelo becomes
boy.
clear. Nico is conversing with a ghost, asking if there's any way to bring Bianca D'Angelo back to life. The ghost answers that it is possible, but only if an exchange happens. A soul for a soul. The vision vanishes before Percy has time to put in another drachma. In his mind, he has a chilling thought that Nico would come looking for him.
Well, I mean, he's got a reason. He's got a reason to think that Nico would come for him.
Sacrifice the guy that killed you, quote unquote, for you back?
Yeah. But he didn't really sacrifice her. He didn't kill her.
But
She
that's
chose.
his mind.
I was gonna say,
But that's
let's be
Nico.
In his mind, he's the reason. So if I get rid of him, that's a person I hate gone and a person I love back.
I was gonna say, let's set this now. Percy did not kill Bianca.
Bianca chose to go in there.
Percy even tried to stop it.
Yes.
But Nico doesn't hear that. Nico blames Percy.
Nico hears Percy led a mission, my sister died.
Percy didn't lead the mission.
Percy kind of.
No. Nightshade.
West, Zoe.
Zoe Nightshade led the mission.
Percy Quest Stealer Jackson. How many times do I
People
gotta
just
say
kind of
this?
followed Percy around.
But he went to Percy and told Percy to guard his sister. And his sister died.
The next morning, in a camp game designed by Quintus, Annabeth and Percy are attacked by 3 giant scorpions.
Annabeth is still not really talking to Percy. Still mad. Ho's mad.
Still mad about Rachel.
Women being women.
Women being women, dude.
I guess she thinks they were on a break.
Oh, shit.
Topical.
I'm sorry.
They try to find a place to hide and squeeze between 2 boulders. They note that it must be the entrance to a tunnel. When they emerge from the entrance, it is revealed that they had actually discovered an entrance to the Labyrinth, a magical underground maze under Zeus's fist within the heart of the camp.
And they had been gone, what they thought was just a couple minutes, turned out to be a couple hours.
It was like late into the night.
Yeah. And everybody had been looking for them.
Annabeth explains that this is the center of the secret mission Clarice had undergone during the Titan's curse, finding an entrance to the Labyrinth. She also explains that Luke Castellan might be planning to use it as an invasion route because you don't have to really worry about the barrier when you're coming from a magic place.
Right. And they found somebody that was
Crazy as fuck.
That they found somebody that came out that went crazy, but he was working for Luke.
I was gonna say, wasn't he working for Luke? But they found him.
He was working for Luke, and the thing is, it's somebody that Clarice
She knew.
cared about.
Yes, but it's one of the OG older people.
Yeah, but Clarice actually cares about him.
Mm-hmm.
The only person
She pretty much spends the rest of the book trying to
cure him. Yeah.
Oh, so how can Annabeth be mad about Rachel when she's still so hung up on Luke?
Dog.
Right.
Dog. I had one part of the book that I yelled at the book.
We'll get there.
No, I feel like it's okay because at this point it still makes sense.
Okay.
Percy obviously knows Luke's up to shit.
Yeah.
And Annabeth doesn't want to accept it. And one line she said in the book is, "Why are you so determined to make Luke bad?" And it's not that. He is bad. You're determined that he's good.
Right.
You're so hung up on he's good that you can't see that he's bad.
Right.
He is bad.
He is bad.
Bad shit's happening.
He is trying to kill Percy on multiple occasions.
She is so hung up on the boy that helped her when she first came to camp. Help her find camp. Help her get there. Talia's saving grace, but also the reason she's a tree type shit. That she can't understand that Luke is Luke.
Right.
I mean, I get it. You don't want to accept someone who's been there for you to be evil. But sometimes that shit just happens. I'm going to bring it back to Star Wars like I always do.
Always, but when I
It was a huge shock to everybody that found out Anakin was Darth Vader.
What?
Anybody that found out was like, what the fuck? I thought he just died, and that was the reason they were able to do what they did, because the great Anakin, who's helped so many people, was not there to stop him.
Right.
Turns out he was them.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing when Obi-Wan finds out in the show.
He's shocked.
Great show. He was very shocked. He thought he killed Anakin.
Ahsoka screamed.
Yes, but he thought he killed Anakin. And when he found out he was Darth Vader, he was shocked as shit.
That's when he became the PTSD, I'm not going to really do much Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
When he found out he failed at the one thing he really needed to do.
Yeah.
And that his best friend has been sitting there in it. That was his only friend.
Well,
His brother.
His brother.
And
You were my brother, Anakin.
And he did that to him.
He did that to him.
see, nothing that deep happened in Harry Potter.
You didn't kill
I am
Anakin.
not your failure, Obi-Wan.
You didn't kill Anakin
I was going to
Skywalker.
bring up something.
I did. Oh, shit, I want to watch
And then
that again.
then he says, then he starts calling him Darth and just walks away.
Yeah.
I want to watch that again.
I was going to bring up something, but you're reading them right now, and I don't want to give you that spoiler.
You know, what was one fucked up part of the fight.
Huh.
Did you see when they held hands
Yeah.
mid-battle? What the fuck's that about? Fuck was that about?
I was going to say something.
Okay, back to the Battle of Labyrinth.
Okay. Annabeth leads a quest with Percy. Actually, Percy leads it. pretty much.
No, Annabeth makes the quest.
Annabeth continuously goes, "Where are we going? What's happening?"
But there's a
Shit, I'm confused.
There's a prophecy, but Annabeth will not tell everybody what the prophecy said.
But I'll tell you what it says right now.
Leads the quest with Percy, Grover, and Tyson to find Daedalus. So Grover and Tyson also go.
Yes.
But it's a big controversy that 6 of them go, or 5, 4 of them go.
I mean, Rachel's in it eventually, so 5.
Well, I was
But
in
4.
4.
Because 4 was a
It's a
bad
forbidden
number.
number
Yeah.
in Greek mythology.
What a bunch of bitches. You know, it's bad in Japanese, too. Japanese culture.
4.
4 means death in the Japanese culture.
Oh, what was I just watching that said 4 was death?
There's actually, in one of the old Animal Crossings, if you're up late at night, the TV will come on and it'll be static, and it'll just start spamming 4 in the dialogue box.
Yeah.
Ew.
Also-
Japanese kid shit is just straight scary.
Yeah.
Like,
So
they don't
who's
hold
dropped
back.
Animal Crossing has picked up Dreamlight? Let us know.
And a Japanese Pokemon, they don't fuck around. Those things kidnap kids.
I know,
And eat
they
'em.
fucking kill kids.
You know that balloon-looking one?
Yeah.
You know why it's shaped like that?
What?
Because it just grabs kids and floats away. That's straight up the lore for that thing.
Isn't the one with the spoons, doesn't it eat your dreams or some shit?
Not that one, but yes, there is one that just straight eats your dreams. One of them eats your dreams and just kind of fucks off. The other one takes the children, ties them up, puts them in a cave, and just continually eats their dreams. Okay, that's a kid's game. E for everybody.
Like these hands.
Like these hands are rated E for everybody.
There's a buy one get one sale.
Oh my god.
Percy through the rest of this book.
As soon as the group steps into the maze, it confuses them, shifting into walls, narrowing its passages, and closing off exits and entrances. Yet the people in Harry Potter can figure out where the stairs are going.
Not first years.
I don't know. Fucking Harry, Ron, and Hermione were literally just running up that bitch talking about shit.
And they
Because
went
it
the
was
wrong
Hermione.
way.
But it was like, oh my god.
But they went the wrong way.
I'm not even running up an escalator. You fucking running around the stair. That stair could clip your fucking ankle and you're gone.
We have stairs at work. Totally off topic. But they're so steep. They're like this.
Damn.
And it's like a huge staircase. Sometimes I have to go up and down those fuckers. I ain't running. I ain't walking fast. I'm walking as slow as possible. And here comes one of my bosses fucking jogging down to beside me. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
We all know I'm not of the walking type. One of my favorite things is when I see either adults or children running downstairs, and then there's that one step that makes them have to run way faster. And by the time they get to the ground, they're like, whoa, trying to slow down. It's like, it's too late. You picked up too much momentum. It's like watching dominoes. Or when people underestimate that one slippery spot.
Yep.
It's my favorite. I watched somebody on TikTok for like 2 hours yesterday watch a car on cop car on the freeway trying to get people from speeding. Like, just seeing if it will catch somebody on the freeway for speeding.
I watched a woman yesterday try to break into somebody's house through the mail slot, and they came up to the person's arm in the mail slot and hit it with a bat, and their arm went backwards.
I saw that with you.
Maybe don't try to break into people's houses, especially through the mail slot.
Are they Flat Stanley or are they trying to get... That's a throwback. Who remembers Flat Stanley?
And his cousin Flat Staniel.
Staniel.
This is drink number 2 and we're not even 10 chapters in.
They make it into a Roman-styled room where they find the minor god Janus. He offers Annabeth a key to one of the doors behind him. He offers her to make her choice, which is like one of the doors is lying, one of the doors is telling the truth. Bullshit.
Yeah. But there's more to that. There's more than just that.
That literally happened in the David Bowie Labyrinth.
I was just
But
going to
there's
say,
more
it's
than just
literally the
that.
Labyrinth.
But there's more than just that. There's a choice she's fixing to have to make.
Yes.
Yes. That we won't know about yet.
Yet.
When he forces her to make her choice when they are saved by the Queen of Olympus, Hera. She tells them that she has only delayed Annabeth's choice and adds that real reason for her visit was to offer them a wish. Annabeth wishes for a way to navigate the labyrinth. Hera answers that she wishes for something she has already been given before vanishing.
Because Percy
I hate that shit.
Percy knows the way through the labyrinth.
I hate when genies and shit do that. The power was in you all along. Bitch.
No, it wasn't.
Bitch.
Give me the answer then.
Just give me the answer.
Okay, here's the thing. If the power's within me all along, give me the answer. If I know it, go ahead and give me the answer. That's my wish.
Don't almost kill me so that I end up a prince at the end of the movie.
Okay, but
Don't literally have somebody throw me across the world so that I end up being a prince at the end of the movie.
Hera already has so many fucking problems with Zeus. Man's fucked a cow, but he won't fuck her. I mean,
that is the biggest you are fat insult that you can do to a woman. When you would fuck a cow, then her, that's not even calling her a cow, that's calling her worse than a cow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know a lot of random facts about Greek mythology.
I don't know if it's random facts or you've just read the things.
No, I've heard it and I read it and I studied it a lot in school. So we had to study it a lot in school.
I read a lot of it in school because the Iliad and the Odyssey got me hooked on it.
Yeah, we did
I
that
love
first.
Greek mythology.
I do too.
That's why these books just have been so good to me.
Roman shit's not as cool.
I don't know.
We'll get to that next year.
Roman shit's just Greek shit with an accent.
We'll get to that next year.
You thought we were done with Rick? We are not.
Roman shit's just Greek shit, but it's also got some olive oil.
It's Greek shit backwards.
You just look in the mirror.
Greeks give you the
Zeus, Jupiter.
Greeks will give you the olive. Romans will give you olive oil.
Can I tell you something that was hilarious in Cars on the Road? They made a red rum joke, but it said race car.
Oh shit.
So when he looked in the mirror, it just said race car again. He was like, ah! That was such a good show.
It was a good show. We binged it all in one night.
Season 2 better happen. Okay. They leave the room and end up inside Alcatraz, where they manage to rescue an ancient 100-handed one. I don't know how they're going to handle that in the show. That's a lot of hands.
Well, we got 2 seasons before that.
We got 3 seasons.
3
before
seasons
that.
before that.
That's a lot of fucking hands.
We gotta see if this first
can catch
season.
'em.
We gotta see if this first season is going to be worth the second season first before we get to this.
They already did the fucking houses thing that the other movies, I don't even think did.
They didn't.
Like, at all.
And the shirts looked right. I know that's a really... I said this to Dad.
The cabin looks so good.
It looked like what it's supposed to. And
Yeah.
like I said, I don't even think the movies did the cabins.
They did,
I think
but
they
were
had
like,
cabins.
They were like wood cabins. Like,
Yeah, it was just regular old fucking
Yeah.
cabins. It wasn't different to each one.
Yeah.
This is like distinctly each one has
Did
its
you
own
see
thing.
he
going
got
on.
his own? He got his bracelet in the thing too.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Okay. They rescued a 100-handed one named Briareus from Campe. The group tries to convince Briareus to join them, but the 100-handed one has been so disheartened by the many years of imprisonment that he refuses.
He's scared because the other 100-handed ones are dead, and he's the last one.
And his face is literally Clayface.
And the what's the jailer? Tempe?
I think so. The group can do nothing else. The group can do nothing but leave him as they move deeper within the maze. While in the labyrinth, Percy continues to have dreams about Daedalus, how the old adventurer's son Icarus dies, and how he indirectly kills his nephew Perdix. Doesn't say.
But also
up.
not indirectly.
Not indirectly.
Pretty
He
fucking
threw that
directly.
He threw that on purpose. He did that on purpose.
Pretty fucking like thought about and then proceeded
Second
to do.
degree kind of actually killed his.
Hey, did you know by next year, I think it's an Illinois second-degree murder will be an arrestable offense?
What?
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Safety Act. Look it up. Yeah, kidnapping, not a arrestable offense. We'll talk.
What?
We'll worry about this later.
That's an S&J thing.
Topical shit. We'll talk about it later.
That'd be an S&J thing. But he kills the nephew by throwing something a little too far. Nephew goes for it and falls off the cliff. And instead, when he does, his mother Athena turns him into a bird and puts him as a tattoo on Daedalus' back.
Yes.
Yes.
The four meet Nico D'Angelo at the Triple G Ranch.
Hey.
Hey, Nico!
No, the Triple G.
I know what she's talking about. Percy makes a deal with Giron to let Percy and his friends, including Nico, go if Percy cleans the stables of the man-eating horses. Percy returns successful because the motherfucker found out he could use basically sand to typhoon a place.
What he does is, first off, he talks to the horses, because he can talk to horses because of Poseidon.
And those horses aren't very nice.
But at one point, Texas
They
was
don't want the
underwater,
boss.
and there was salt water still in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Percy can pull that salt water out.
Yeah.
Guess that's a perk of being one of me Poseidon's kids.
So he's able to control not just the water that's there, but the water that's been there.
Water that had been present in the area.
Now, here's my thing.
Oh, Jesus.
My question is, can he bloodbend?
I knew that was going to be your question. knew immediately
he
that was
will
gonna be a
not
question.
try, but probably.
So
If
he's
she,
a water.
if she can do it, he can do it.
Yes.
She's a waterbender.
So
he's a demigod.
So Katara versus Percy.
Percy
Who
wins.
wins?
Percy wins.
Percy
Demigod.
wins.
He can die like
she,
anybody.
She can master an ability. He inherently just fucking has abilities. He can do more than her.
He
Straight
doesn't
up.
know more than her though.
At this point, but if we're gonna fucking do, I want to go like
Okay.
everything
No.
Katara can do.
Okay, but
Versus future Percy Jackson.
future Percy Jackson still doesn't know bloodbending.
He doesn't need to know bloodbending. Bitch can drown.
All she's got to do is bend it around her face.
And all he's got to do is bend it right back. You know you can fight the Force with the Force?
I know.
So
I know.
as you're pulling it out, I'm just shoving it back in. You lose.
That's going to be our poll question. Our poll question is going to be Percy versus Katara.
But see,
All the weebs are going to go for Katara, and it's just because she's a female.
we've already had this conversation in the car, but Harry versus Percy, Percy wins hands down.
Harry doesn't know a lot of spells.
Percy could piss on him, and Harry loses.
Literally.
Here's the thing. All Percy has to do is get that wand out of his hand, then Harry can't do anything. Percy knows how to fight. Harry does not.
No, yeah, but like technically, Harry has he's used stuff without wands. I mean, there are instances where he's done shit without wands.
Yeah.
We're talking about fucking Minister of Magic.
The argument is not that he can't do it; it's that he just doesn't know how to control it.
Man's defeated Voldemort with the power of love.
He morphed into him. That was weird.
Percy
Did
beheaded gods.
Did he beat him with the power of love, or did Voldemort just underestimate teenagers?
He underestimated teenagers.
That's a
Voldemort
good
is
one.
probably the worst bad guy.
I feel like Voldemort is the equivalent of the principal in fucking Ferris Bueller. Like he's just trying to fuck up some teenager's day, and it didn't work.
But also, he would have gone nowhere without Neville.
Yeah,
Neville killing the
Neville
Nagini?
fucked some shit. Like I said, he underestimated teenagers, plural.
Yes.
Because the adults, I guess, just didn't know fuck all about how to
Ain't there
defeat
some
a
crazy
to
shit?
defeat one guy.
Okay.
Because once you defeat the one guy, everybody else.
Okay, once Voldemort, all his Horcruxes are gone, anybody could have defeated him.
Here's my problem.
Yes.
Here's my problem.
But
And this
also
happens in real
McGonagall-
life. Okay? Voldemort's power is not him.
No.
It's
No.
what he inspires in other people, and the power is the people that he inspires. Once he's dead, those people are still there. Why does this always happen, even in real history? As soon as the figurehead's dead, the people are just like, shit,
give
I guess
up.
we go. You could still win this shit, technically.
You can still win this
You
shit.
still are groups of people.
So this is what I've been reading about lately a lot. Is once Voldemort is dead, right? Tom is gone. There's still the people that hate Muggleborns, hate Mudbloods,
Yes.
hate Harry Potter and as general,
And they ain't
hate
doing shit about it.
hate the Weasleys as fucking people. There's still Death Eaters out there. and they just move on because Voldemort's dead.
Right.
Like,
Ain't that
I'm
crazy?
not pro-Nazi, but I'm just saying the Nazis still could have fought.
Like, they're putting in laws.
They just said, fuck it, Portugal. Adolf's dead, we're leaving.
Portugal.
That's what happened. Hey,
I know.
Prove me wrong.
Adolf didn't die. He went to South America.
He also just said, fuck it, Portugal.
With Elvis.
Elvis, here's the problem with the Elvis isn't dead thing. He's definitely dead now.
Yeah.
He's definitely dead
Elvis
now.
died.
It's just
When they dug up Hitler's body, it was a woman.
Did we dig up Elvis's body? Or
There
did we
was.
just...
What about Tupac?
We saw the body.
No, it was missing a tattoo.
The tattoos weren't right.
Did it get shot off?
No,
Did they shoot it on the other arm to like some Looney
no.
Tunes shit?
The chest, the Nefertiti on his chest was wrong.
Okay, then maybe Tupac's not dead.
No,
He might
he
be
would-
dead now. That's the problem.
There is talk that there's a reason why they never cashed in his life insurance, because if they cash it in, it's called fraud.
Because you're a fraud.
Michael
But if you
Jackson
don't
also
cash
should
it in
dead.
and he's still alive and he comes back, you didn't commit fraud.
No. I mean, technically, no. It's not illegal to just be like, fucking, I'm dead.
I had a friend that used to read all the books stating that Tupac was still alive.
But like, it's like, who cares at this point? Like, anybody was like, yeah, Tupac, like, he's better dead. Like, at this point, he's like a rap martyr.
Yeah,
If he comes back, his career tanks.
yeah. He's better dead.
Like, no offense to anybody, but like Tupac and Biggie are better off dead than shitting on their career years later, still doing albums.
Yeah.
Doing shit.
Most
They would
rappers
be doing
these
shitty
days-
ass music right now.
Think about Eminem. Eminem would have been better off if he'd have stopped halfway through his career.
Yeah. Drop I'm Not Afraid and just leave.
And then leave. Be done.
Leave.
I'm not
Venom.
afraid.
Venom,
Be
venom,
done.
venom. Mario, where's denim? Stupid.
Woo. Woo.
This is gonna be a 2 podcast if we don't shut the fuck up.
It's might end up being a 2 podcasts.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
That's worst fear.
I'm gonna try to get through this. Okay, Percy returns successful, only to find all his friends bound and gagged. Kinky. Giron reminds Percy that he didn't swear upon the river Styx. Fuck you.
No,
You
this
get-
is bullshit.
you're gonna
This
swear-
is like saying, "Well, no, you didn't touch the lemon tree, so I don't have to give you."
He didn't.
We didn't pinky swear.
Yeah, literally.
He didn't swear on the river Styx, but he's about to catch his dick if he don't stop. Therefore, the deal is void. Percy defeats Giron by shooting an arrow, guided by Hera, sideways through his body and hitting his 3 hearts.
Because he's got 3 bodies.
Gallifreyan looking
I
at
was just gonna say, someone coming up to Jody, like, get ready.
Say what? Say who right now.
So,
David, shut up with that wibbly wobbly shit, man.
About to end the timey-wimey right the fuck now.
Bow ties aren't cool.
Reverse Doctor be like, bow ties aren't cool.
You can't just come out of a T-Rex.
Nico refuses to leave with them, and they summon the ghost of Bianca, where it is revealed that she had been sending Percy Iris messages of Nico's plans. Bam! That's why the drachma was there. Ghost shit.
ghost shit.
Bianca got that money.
The new Discovery Plus. Ghost shit.
You've now reached your final destination. Hell. We love you, Zach.
Zach is back.
Spikes. I missed that shit. Take off the hat and bring the spikes back. You could have headbutted the ghost and it would have went away.
I put on Facebook, Ghost Adventures is just the epitome of fuck around and find out.
Yes. They fucked around and literally brought back evidence that they found out. Bianca asks,
I can't be laughing like this.
Bianca asks Nico to forgive Percy because her death was not his fault. She gives one final word of warning about the fatal flaw of the children of Hades, holding grudges, before disappearing. Nico still refuses to leave with Percy and his friends, and Eurytion offers to let him stay for a while. Eurytion also offers to help them find Hephaestus, who will help them find the way to Daedalus' workshop, by giving them a spider automaton which will lead them to the god of the forges. Once back in the labyrinth, the foursome match wits with a sphinx, which does a game show equivalent thing now, and the riddles make no fucking sense.
Wow.
They're not riddles.
They're just straight up questions.
They really went from from Goblet to...
Like, they went from
this.
the Sphinx is terrifying to the Sphinx is just Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
What is the Golden State? Daughter of Athena.
Winning as fuck. Thank you, Stephen Curry. They then meet Hephaestus, who tells them that he will divulge everything they would want to know about Daedalus only if they would find out who is invading his forges in Mount St. Helens and why. The four start to travel towards forges when Grover senses the presence of Pan. The four split up. Percy
Tyson and Grover go together, which they have had a problem with each other up until this point.
With side character real hard.
Because Grover is scared of Tyson, and Tyson is scared of Grover. What the fuck?
Well, Grover doesn't like Tyson because Tyson is very keen on breaking things and starting shit. And then because Grover goes off on Tyson, Tyson's scared of Grover.
Me. Don't yell at me.
The four split up. Percy continues the quest with Annabeth while Tyson accompanies Grover. Percy and Annabeth discover who the creatures using Hephaestus' forge are, and they scout the area. Percy is spotted by the Telekines, and he is forced to fight them off.
They're like big dogs.
Yeah. He tells Annabeth to get out of there and report back to Hephaestus. To Percy's surprise, Annabeth kisses him because she believes that Percy may die. Outnumbered, Percy summons water from within himself to defeat the monster. So yes, he can.
He's like, that's crazy as shit. They're like, he is just pulling water out of himself.
I can pull liquid out of myself too. That's not really fucking...
Imagine
that's not a big
He's
deal.
like, he pulls his dick out. He pulls his dick out and just starts pissing on him.
You just from around the corner you hear, come around this corner. I dare you, motherfucker. I dare you.
Take this dick.
You about to find out. I'll tell you one thing that
You about to
ain't...
find out. I'm about to fuck these dogs.
You're gonna learn something that ain't dammy about this god. She is not okay.
He gonna do it doggy style.
Imagine the girl that you've kind of had a crush on, but not really, that kisses you, and then you have to go pull the water out yourself.
Whew, shit.
You know what's fucked up? I didn't even laugh that hard at the joke. Just seeing her die made me laugh.
Asthmatic, y'all, I can't keep doing this.
Percy summons water from within himself to defeat the monsters, but the resulting explosions sends him shooting into the air as he loses consciousness. Same.
It sets off Mount St. Helens.
Holy shit! You ever just hit it so hard you black out?
Yes.
You wake up with a fucking headache and go, "What the hell happened?"
Hit it so hard somebody else pass out.
That's not something to be proud of.
Hit it so hard she was blacked out before I started. But don't worry about it. Don't call the police.
But you okay? You okay?
Shh. Do you need this rag? I know it smells funny, but it'll help.
Knock her lights out and she still shines.
Just admitted to domestic abuse.
What does he need? Why does he need a grocery bag?
You don't know.
Grocery bag.
I'm gonna give you a minute. You're literally about to pass out. I'm gonna give you a minute.
I can't remember what the murder she wrote line was.
I just said I'm giving you a break. Don't keep doing it to yourself.
Grocery bag.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, baby.
Let's hear about Calypso. How does Percy keep pulling these bitches?
Why have people you can sing it to? Just change that into a W. I really miss my wigger.
I'm crying.
Oh, God.
How does Percy keep pulling all these bitches?
When Percy comes to, he finds himself on the Phantom Island called Ogygia. Percy meets its resident, a girl named Calypso, who is a daughter of Atlas and a Titan. Damn. He feels an immediate attraction to her, and she in turn falls in love with him, and offers him a choice to stay with her and become immortal, or to leave to help his friends. She gives Percy time to consider this. Hephaestus then visits them and privately explains to Percy what truly happened at Mount St. Helens.
Which one you choosing, boys?
I'm choosing that pussy.
Please don't say it like that.
Don't say it like that, man.
Pussy. It stinks. Nice and good.
Okay, what you choosing? Calypso or Annabeth?
I gotta choose my friends. I've known Calypso maybe a week. I've known Annabeth for a while now.
But Annabeth is more than a friend.
But you know what I mean. Like, even if she was just a friend,
You got what I need.
I gotta help them. I've got friends and they're in danger.
They are in danger.
That's more important than a fling that I just had.
That is more important.
Rachel.
He mentions that the energy Percy had unleashed had actually resulted in an earthquake that might have awakened Typhon, and Percy's resolve to return to the world falters. Hephaestus, however, gives Percy a clear hint about how to navigate the maze, and he disappears into a pillar of fire. Percy makes his decision and decides to tell Calypso his choice at daybreak. His decision to return does not surprise Calypso. Before leaving, she gives him a sprig of moonlace to plant in Manhattan for her. She basically explains that every time someone comes, there's always a reason for them to leave.
She falls in love.
There's a stronger reason.
And they have to leave. That's her punishment.
They get a choice,
Fuck Zeus.
but it's always in a situation where they're gonna choose.
But
the
the
other
problem is the fact that she chose the Titans over the gods.
Sucks to suck.
And her basic punishment is people will come, she'll fall in love with them, and they'll leave.
She thought she was gonna win because they were the little G gods.
Yeah. She thought.
Imagine if the big G god showed up, she'd have lost real hard.
Bitches be thinking, we don't pay you to think.
They bring up that in one of the other books.
Yes. If Yahweh would have showed up, then it'd been Nahweh.
No way.
Did you see me take Did you say that because you saw me take a drink, you dick?
I wasn't even looking at you.
You still can see me sometimes.
She sends him on his way back to camp by giving him a magical raft to sail on. And as he travels the sea, he cannot help but think that she would always be his biggest what if. Percy returns to the camp only to find it empty, He approaches the amphitheater where it becomes apparent that his burial shroud is being burned and everyone is present. He also forgets about Calypso almost immediately.
Yes.
And that's also part of the magic, is that nobody fucking remembers.
Yes.
Horrible.
And she has to remember.
He sees that Annabeth made it back and makes his appearance. Though Annabeth makes a scene, the whole camp seems to be relieved that he is alive. Percy tells Chiron and Annabeth his plan after he figures out the hint that Hephaestus gave him, and soon the two campers head into the mortal world to look for the one person they know that could guide them in the labyrinth. Rachel Elizabeth
Listen,
Taylor.
my favorite part of this book is Annabeth's standing there, right? She's sad, she's mourning, she's giving a speech, and he's like, yeah, Percy's right the fuck there, guys.
He's right the fuck there.
She goes and slaps him and hugs him.
Why does that happen in so much media? Like, that happens in Star Wars, like, a lot.
Yeah.
Like, one character's dead, and then the love interest is having a problem, and then it's like, I'm back, bitches. And then the love interest is mad.
It's kind of like Indiana Jones when they're looking over the cliff like, oh, he's dead. And he walks up and he's like, what are we looking at? And they're like, oh, you still here?
That is my favorite scene. The fuck?
Pepper pots and everything involving Tony.
Someone was talking about
Until the end.
compare and contrasting how Harrison Ford talks about Han Solo versus Indiana Jones, and it was like last time he was interviewed about Han Solo, it was like, how did it feel putting on the vest again? And he was like, eh. And I was like, you didn't feel anything? He's like, I felt a paycheck.
Son of a
And then it
bitch.
was like him recently talking about the new Indiana Jones movie, crying.
I hate Harrison Ford.
But I like Indiana Jones.
He's the worst thing. I hate Harrison
He just
Ford.
prefers a character.
A worse character. A
In-
character that is not even needed in his own story.
He likes a different. He likes a certain way.
Oh, Jesus.
Han Solo saves the day in A New Hope. Without him, Luke dies. In Raiders of the Lost Ark,
He's not needed.
he does nothing.
The Nazis still open the Ark of the Covenant. I know. I'm just saying, he likes a certain way of character, and you can't fault him for that. That's an opinion.
In a Temple of Doom,
Yeah,
there are 3 of the rocks.
yeah.
He only returns 1 because he's a bitch.
Did it belong in a museum?
It doesn't matter. He only returned 1 because he's a bitch. He couldn't save the other ones.
I'm just saying it's an opinion.
Indiana Jones is a bitch.
Factually, he is not needed for his first movie. Factually, Han Solo is needed for the first movie. But opinion, you can like Indiana Jones.
Han Solo saved the day and returned the Jedi. Without him, they lose.
But the problem is you're stating facts, and I'm stating opinions. That arguments are the
Harrison Ford is wrong.
you
Han
can't be
Solo
wrong.
is a better character.
You can't be wrong in an opinion about movies,
But
dog.
Harrison,
You could say your favorite movie is like some off-brand fucking C-level movie.
but
That's
the
your
problem
favorite movie.
is the fact that Indiana Jones is not needed in any of his movies.
Fact.
But Han Solo is needed in every single one of the movies, or else they lose.
Fact, but that is not how you build an opinion on whether somebody is needed. It's just what you like as a thing. You like Han Solo because Han Solo is needed and does things. That's fine. But you can like Indiana Jones better just because you like classic adventure cinema.
Indiana Jones is not needed for that adventure.
He's not, but dude, it's just some... Here's the thing, the feel that I get from Indiana Jones movies is the feel that I get from like black and white old movies. And I think that's the vibe they were going for.
And here's the problem. I like Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah.
I do. But I hate Harrison Ford for the fact that he doesn't like the
Prefers-
Han Solo.
It sucks, but it's his opinion. And I
Fuck
that's
him.
valid enough for me,
Fuck him. Fuck him.
I guess.
He made sure, he told them that he would come back as Han Solo as long as they killed him.
Yeah. Because he didn't like the character.
Fuck him. Harrison Ford, fuck you.
Okay. Those are all opinions. Some of those were facts, but that right there is an opinion that fuck him.
Fuck him.
It's not a fact, it's an opinion. We agree.
Yeah, fuck him.
We agree it's an opinion.
It's an opinion, fuck you.
Anyway. The trio get back to the labyrinth and go for both Daedalus's workshop and for Grover and Tyson. Rachel reveals how she can see the correct path as a faint brightness on the floor. They are suddenly captured by Luke's forces and are led to the arena of Antaeus, a son of both Poseidon and Gaia, where Percy sees Luke and the rest of his forces. It becomes clear that Luke knows that the arena is part of the path, and in order to pass, he provides Antaeus entertainment in the form of gladiatorial fights. Because they share the same heritage through their father, Antaeus takes a special interest in Percy. The latter is given a turn to fight in the arena against another half-blood, Ethan Nakamura. Though Percy clearly has the upper hand, he refuses to kill Ethan. This causes Antaeus, in his rage, to fight Percy himself, through trickery and wits. Percy manages to slay Antaeus. Luke orders his forces to slay them. However, Percy uses the Stygian ice whistle Quintus had given him earlier and summons Mrs. O'Leary. The three, along with Ethan, escape, but as soon as they are far from the arena, Ethan leaves.
Ethan's a bitch.
The group soon reach Daedalus's workshop, where they find Quintus, who reveals himself to be Daedalus.
Dun, dun, dun.
They converse with him only to find out that though he pities them and the camp, he has already made up his mind to help Luke, and he had given the latter the magical item that could help the user navigate the maze. Arundinus sting. Their conversation is cut short when Kelly, Minos, Daedalus's greatest enemy, and the ghost pretending to help Nico, and some of the other enemy forces arrive with Nico and Tell. Daedalus, the trio, and Nico battle the monsters. Mrs. O'Leary appears and helps them. Daedalus tells the four to escape, and they flee to the mortal world using his improved metal wings. Rachel is able to quickly get them a ride back into the labyrinth.
Turns out, Rachel goes to a limousine and is like, okay, now we have us a limousine.
I'm rich as
dialogue.
fuck.
I'm as rich as fuck.
Which we'll
All I
find
had
out
to
more
say
about later.
was who my dad was, and this motherfucker was like, okay, I'm going to take this shit where I want to go.
Which we will find out more about later. I believe.
Her dad's first name is Truther.
Truther?
Truth or dare. They come across a tunnel, which Percy figures out to be the entrance to the Titan's palace. He enters alone, fearing for the safety of the others. Inside, he finds and opens a golden sarcophagus and is shocked to see that it is not Kronos, but it is Luke who is inside. Percy guesses that Kronos has fused with Luke. He stays long enough to see Ethan entered and pledge allegiance to Kronos, while some telekines holding Kronos' scythe watch him. And it's pretty much you hear Luke's voice and Kronos' voice
At the same
like
time.
talking in unison. If you haven't heard that
Yes.
before, that effect is used all the time.
Anakin.
Kronos awakens and Percy tries to run from him, but Kronos stops time. He has Zoardo, the
He's
world.
Kronos.
He literally has the world. He's Dio.
Yes.
Um,
It was me, Dio, all along.
You're walking towards me. You're really walking over here. Suddenly, Rachel throws a hairbrush at the Titan's face. Luke yells in pain, but Kronos regains control as Nico summons a wall of black stone, giving the four of them time to escape. After their flight, Percy and Annabeth argue about Luke. This is the part that made me yell. Percy tells her that Luke has turned completely evil, but Annabeth refuses to believe this, as she had seen that it was Luke who cried out when Rachel hit him with the hairbrush.
It doesn't matter. Luke is fucking turned completely.
He allowed Kronos to do that.
Yes, he did.
Percy goes to talk to Rachel, but is stunned when he sees Grover's cap lying on the ground. The cap is lying near the entrance to a tunnel, and the four push farther in. There, they find Tyson and unconscious Grover. They manage to wake Grover, and together the six finally enter Pan's last resting place, Carlsbad Caverns under New Mexico. The god asks Grover to spread the word that Pan truly is dead, and his domain is much too damaged to be saved. Though Grover initially refuses, he eventually gives in. Pan addresses each of them individually, with the exception of Nico. Pan finally dissolves, and a small curl of white hair mist enters the six. with Grover getting a bit more than the others. They make it out of the labyrinth, and Rachel tells Percy that her father is a very rich land developer, which explains why she was able to quickly get them a ride into the labyrinth, and why she felt guilty about Pan's passing. Percy reassures her that it is not her fault. Soon the three campers and Nico fly on Pegasi back to camp. The four make it back in time to see the camp making preparations for war. Percy and Chiron are able to talk for a while before Kronos' army explodes from the labyrinth. The campers, along with the satyrs, nymphs, and Chiron, do their best to hold the enemy's forces off. Daedalus, Mrs. O'Leary, and Briareus appear, and it seems that the camp may be saved, but Campe suddenly burst from the labyrinth. The odds are stacked against the camp when Grover unleashes Panic, a gift from Pan, and the enemy forces scrambled back to the labyrinth. The demigods know that monsters will soon come back, and they start to regroup. Daedalus makes his choice to end his life, and therefore the labyrinth, in order for the camp to be saved. Before he dies, he gives Annabeth a sleek silver laptop, which contains all the ideas and notes that never had the chance to continue. Nico releases him. The labyrinth is destroyed, and the camp is saved. Later, after dinner, Percy catches Nico just as the latter is about to leave. Nico apologizes for being such a brat to Percy, and Percy forgives him. Percy offers Nico a place in the camp, but Nico refuses, saying that he could not be accepted in any place but with the dead. Percy lets him leave, as he knows that Nico must find his own path. Towards the end of the summer, Percy gets Annabeth to reveal the rest of her prophecy. Hera suddenly appears, and they both offend her by remarking that though she is the goddess of family, she only cares about her perfect families. Hera replies that she will remember this insult and disappears.
So not only does Percy insult Zeus, now he's out here insulting his wife.
Yes.
Percy goes home to celebrate his 15th birthday with his mom, Paul, and Tyson. Poseidon arrives for Percy's birthday, and Percy explains everything to him. Poseidon tells Percy he is his favorite son and gives him a sand dollar before leaving. Nico suddenly appears, claiming that he has found a way to beat Kronos. Percy notes how wistfully Nico looks at the birthday food and invites him inside for both food and a talk.
Two things. One, Poseidon really out here saying that Percy's his favorite son with Tyson in the other
I know, son of a bitch!
This does have the prophecy if you want me to read it real quick.
Yes, go ahead and read the prophecy.
You shall delve in the darkness of the endless maze, the dead, the traitor, and the lost one raise. You shall rise or fall by the ghost king's hand, the child of Athena's final stand, destroy with a hero's final breath, and lose a love to worse than death.
Which, to lose a love worse than death is Luke becoming Kronos.
Because now it is one option. He is evil. There is no going back on it.
There's no saving.
There's no redeeming him once Kronos is inside him.
Right.
He is one with Kronos.
Yes.
And to get rid of Kronos now means we have to get rid of Luke.
Kill Luke. Yeah.
And that is worse than death.
That's worse than death.
Because death hurts that person and then hurts the people around them, but the people can move on. But now you have to cause pain instead of just the pain going away.
Yeah. It's going to be real hard.
Yeah.
But that's
another book for another time.
That's the last book.
That's the last book
shit.
of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Yes.
We're not even going to get into Lost Hero.
We're not even going to get into the next series, which is what we're going to do after we do our next book series.
Somehow, with all of y'all's fucking crazy interruptions, we made it in an hour.
Look at us go.
Holy shit.
We're not within an hour because we're not done.
No.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the show.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying the book part wasn't 3 hours.
We got a trailer for the show.
That was a trailer.
It's a teaser.
Because a trailer is going to give you...
Teaser.
That didn't really give you any meat and potatoes. It just gave you some salt.
It is basically a monologue from the book.
It's literally the first page of the book. If you look at the first page of Percy Jackson,
you see the opening words,
But
then you see some kids in some armor and some spears. You see the camp T-shirt, and then you start to see Percy walking past other people's cabins, and then he walks up to his cabin by himself.
And his cabin has the perfect tint of blue.
It's like a teal.
Huge.
yeah,
It's like a coral teal kind of thing.
It's exactly how you would think it would look from reading the first book.
Yeah, it's very oceanic.
yes.
The whole part of the camp that we saw looked correct. It looked like they were doing the capture the flag
Yeah.
part in the beginning, which looks exactly how it did, how you could imagine it did in the book.
And I don't know the Greek alphabet, but I assume the flags are the Greek alphabetic letters for the people.
The thing about it is,
You know.
making it. We look at the movies that were made for Percy Jackson.
Mm-hmm. They didn't try.
Book does not work for a movie.
They didn't try.
But
A book doesn't work for a movie. 7 or 8 movies later,
No,
Harry
no, no,
Potter.
no, no, no.
Listen.
A book doesn't work for a movie. A series works for a movie.
Here's the thing:
works for
a movie can work good enough if you put the things that are absolutely needed.
But you don't. They never do.
That's the problem. If they did, it could work. It's been
Justice
done.
for Peeves.
Harry
Justice for Peeves.
Potter put in what was needed.
Didn't put enough. No.
It didn't put enough, but it put.
Could you imagine if Harry Potter had done a season per book?
But
Could you imagine how good that would have
but
been?
in the movies, they put what was needed.
They didn't.
Not even
Peeves
anything that
was needed.
though.
Peeves is needed
They
further
got around
in.
it.
They didn't use it.
Exactly.
There's so much they didn't use. But
There's so much they didn't use, but they got the basics of where the plot needed to go.
But the
Basics,
fact,
yes.
but the fact that you can make a whole season out of a show, out of one book,
But like Spew
works so much
Spew
better.
helped Hermione as a character, but
Yes.
she
was not
wasn't
needed.
it wasn't needed for the movies because the focus wasn't Hermione. In a book, you can focus on side characters a lot more.
Yes, and you need to.
In a movie, you don't have to focus on the side
I
characters,
just-
so Spew isn't
I feel
needed.
and
like-
that's why series are better for
Yeah.
But
Yes.
my
But I'm saying
one-
movies can work.
One of my huge gripes about Harry Potter, the movies compared to the books, is Ron and Hermione. It makes no fucking sense in the movies
none.
that it does
Because
in the
there's no
books.
build up to why they fall in love.
Ron does not defend her against Snape when he says there's no difference when she gets rabbit teeth or whatever it was or big fuzzy hair.
I mean, he literally shits on her in the first movie.
Yes. Does he shit on her in the first book? Yes, but it's different and it's not. It's just something.
But
I
there's
wish
so
they would've
much
put more
build
in.
up in the books. Because, okay, like right now, J.K. Rowling says that Harry should have fallen in love with Hermione. No. You read the books and it makes
It does make
sense
sense.
for Hermione and Ron
But-
It's
to
too
get
predictable
together.
But
for
again,
Ron.
the thing is, when I say what's needed, I mean how to get from point A to point B. The
But point A
meat
to
and
point B
potatoes of a
is
story.
not enough.
It is for a movie,
But point A to point B is not a book.
but that's a film.
When you read the Percy Jackson books, okay, let's go with the movies.
Yeah, they got from point A to point B in the first movie, but in the second movie they tried to do 2 books in one
Yes.
because
And-
they tried to do part of what was the third book.
But they
At
didn't
the
do
end of the
enough.
second book.
But they didn't do enough of the second book.
That's the thing I'm saying is they did it wrong. If they had actually tried to get from point A to point B and end it where the second book had ended, it'd have been better. But they tried to bring in way too much
God,
to get
Sea of
people
Monsters
ready,
fucking
get
sucks.
people
For the third.
hyped. Because the first and second book, there's like no Kronos
right.
at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's Kronos in the next one. So they're like, shit, we need a big bad to put butts in seats. So let's go ahead and throw this motherfucker
But you
in
don't
there.
do that.
You don't. And that's the difference between what they did with Harry Potter and what they did with Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson
Sea of
was trying to
Monsters
be Harry Potter. Harry Potter had no precedent to compete against.
No.
Yes.
They
Not at
were
this
just
point.
making it to appreciate the story and make it.
But they didn't do enough.
You know
They
what
did.
really?
They can't do enough. And I understand, yes, shows are better. But I'm saying the difference is,
But-
is with the movies for Harry Potter, they did a point A to point B movie version, which is what films do. The problem with Percy Jackson wasn't they couldn't do the point A to point B. The problem is they wanted to sell a more point
And
B.
you couldn't. It was too
And
late.
you
It was
can't.
too much.
That was the problem with the second movie. It made no sense because you went from this is the problem, to now this is the problem mid-movie, and it was like, what the hell?
Right.
With each story in Harry Potter, they said Harry's coming to school. Here's a problem resolved.
Yes.
But the problem is the fact that the thing about the reason why series are so much better,
Because you can have a
and
bunch
you
of problems.
agree, and you agree, is
Yes.
the fact that there's so much you can do with.
You can have
the
3 Grover
story-
episode about Grover and Pan, and that doesn't fuck anything.
But not just that.
Yes.
You can do with the problem with the Harry Potter movies is the fact that they do the overarching story,
Yes.
but they don't do the get to the overarching story.
No,
Yes.
they do point A, point B. They don't do.
And but the problem is
with
books,
a book, it goes like a heart monitor from point A to point B. There's ups, there's downs. There's up, there's down. For the movie, it's here's A, here's B.
That's
you know
it.
what really sucks for me with the Harry Potter books? I cry when Sirius dies. We all know this. I cry when Sirius dies. And in the movie,
It's done and done.
it's done and done. There's nothing
There,
that pulls me to it besides him saying, "Good job,
that entire
James."
chapter is dedicated to that moment.
But they leave that
Remus
whole,
pulling him, the orb falling, the message, he could see it being said but can't hear it.
Him
but
and
all
they,
of
but
that.
they leave out the fact that he thinks of him as James out of the movies completely until that one point.
Yeah, because that's his James.
but
but
that's
they
the
leave
book.
That's
it out.
throughout the book. They're telling him he's not James.
He's not James.
Well, when-
but
because
isn't he, though?
The thing is the reason why he's not James is because James has been doing order stuff for years, so he knows how it goes. He's trying to not recruit Harry, but just get back to business.
But-
and it's like, you have to get him in this and tell him how it goes.
But to
and
go
Remus gives him
to
that conversation, which we don't get enough of Sirius and Remus's friendship.
the Percy Jackson books, you leave out so much in those first 2 movies. They changed the movie so much in the first movie
yes.
that it's like the Aragon series, which I'm so thankful that Disney is doing an Aragon series.
But again, that was
You change it so
that
much.
was they could have done a basics of it and been okay, but it was the fact that they tried to do more than one plot point all at once.
You know what
in
my
a
favorite
movie, you
part
have
of
an
the
hour and a
first
half to
movie
2
is-
hours most times.
Yeah.
You can't do this and that and this and that. You can do this.
But the thing about the Percy Jackson books is those little things mean a lot.
Some of it.
If you left out
don't
the
need.
Feel
whole
really
point-
isn't everything.
If you leave out the whole point of looking for Pan, which if they'd have made the movies, they would have. That saved
They
the
could have
day
done.
in this
They
book.
could have done a 10-minute thing on that. What they would have left out is the whole. Well, they probably wouldn't because it's Hollywood. But what I would have taken out is the whole Rachel and Annabeth problem. Like, that's not needed.
No,
you
and-
can tell Annabeth already likes Percy. You don't need 2 women fighting to be
But
like,
you need that in a
oh.
series.
3 women.
But you need that in a series.
Yes.
But if
You don't need Clarice. You don't need that.
You don't.
You don't need her with the relationship with that one kid. Take it out. You
But it's needed in a series.
You need Luke, but you don't need a shit ton of Luke.
But you don't need Luke how they did it in the Lightning Thief movie.
No.
You don't need 6 or 7 visions with Nico. You need like 2 or 3.
But it's just the fact that when they made the movies, they left all of
Sea
that
of
out.
Monsters just had the sea in a moment.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't all kinds of... There were no pirates. There were no ending up with the guinea pigs. There was none of that, which they could have done.
Right.
They could have.
But like I said, they skipped to the next book because they knew that putting Kronos in a movie would get butts and seats.
But
And it
didn't.
did.
It did.
But it
for,
didn't.
it did for the average viewer. The
Not
movie,
enough to make a third movie.
not enough to make a third movie because the people that saw it and then were like, okay, that's what we're doing. No, but like it made enough money to make the movie's money back.
You know what one of my favorite parts of the Lightning Thief is? When they go down in the movie, when they're in hell, and Hades says something to Persephone, and Persephone's like, "What are you gonna do? I'm already in hell." That's like my favorite fucking part of the whole movie.
But the thing about it is make.
But that's the only thing I
The
remember from
casting-
the first
I
movie.
like
really.
these. I like the make books a series.
Yes,
It makes more sense.
but
to me.
but in the time that it was in, they were all being made into movies.
yes,
And again, the problem was is the direction they went, not that you can't do it.
You can do it. It just makes more sense.
There is too much proof that you can do it. And here's some things that I'll say. Putting into a series doesn't even always work. The Shannara Chronicles went south so fast.
Because they went so far. I've read all the Shannara books. But
even I was like, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing. They went so far in the second season to away from the books that it made
fucking
no sense.
super buff Al-Anon evil boy.
I know we've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Logan Lerman was a great Percy.
He was.
The casting was great.
He did great. The woman that played Annabeth, I can't think of her name right now, Alexis something.
Her name's got a D in it.
Grover was great.
Yeah,
they
the
were
cast
great
was awesome.
People, and it was a great representation
That's the part that pisses
Percy,
me off.
Annabeth, and Grover.
Is the fucking cast was awesome. And they just dropped the ball. So, and that's the thing I rarely ever blame an actress or an actor for a movie because they're just doing their job.
Right.
Yes.
They're doing what they're told to do.
Yes.
That's their job. If they do something and even they're fans of it, it's still their job to read what's there and act it out.
Yes. I even like the fact that they brought it to Nashville.
The only director that I can blame that is also the actress in the movie is Olivia Wilde. Topical.
Listen, don't.
Oh shit!
If you're a Harry Potter fan or Harry Styles fan, and you're gonna go see Don't Worry, Darling, let us know.
Let
us know how shitty it is because it's a movie.
Shia LaBeouf deserves better.
Oh, is he in that movie too?
He was.
He was
going to be.
Oh.
And then apparently he was a problem and got fired, which is believable for Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
But other people are saying that's not what happened.
His ex-wife or ex-girlfriend came out and said he beat her and raped her. And Olivia Wilde said, we're not going to work with you with these allegations right now. And dropped it and brought in Harry Styles.
Damn.
You're going to learn some shit after this podcast. This shit has gotten crazy.
If
you want to know, it's all over TikTok, y'all. I'm sure you've already seen it.
But I'm just glad they're doing series.
I'm just really
they're
excited.
They're going to do the Aragon series as well.
Yes.
Which I'm really happy about
because
they
the Willow
fucked up the
show
movies.
is 200 years after the movie.
Yeah.
Can't be 200 years.
That's what they said.
No.
Willow's the only one in the fucking thing.
No, he's not. The woman from the woman that was the daughter of the bad guy is in the show.
I saw a thing that said it was 200 years later.
It's
not.
not.
How the fuck?
It's not. It's not.
Okay.
The daughter that was the lead of the bad guys who turned against her mother in the movie is in this.
I'm so
I've already seen her in the trailer.
That could be old.
No, she's not that old.
Also, Disenchanted looks so good.
Disenchanted does look good.
Anyway.
Thank you, Disney Plus. That's all I can say.
Listen,
we know Walt didn't necessarily like Jews, but he's not around anymore.
Listen, okay, so for the Percy show, the reason we caught on this tangent, I'm very excited to see it. It gave me a lot of high hopes. The open narration is from the book. Is great. What I see is great. It's the right color orange for the shirts.
I already want a t-shirt.
The shirts.
I want a shirt.
The
Hot
shirts
Topic
look
better have
correct.
that shit ready.
Listen, you want to hear something? In high school, me and one of my really good friends, Melissa, she's not listening to this, but she knows, had shirts.
Let's go.
We had Camp Half-Blood shirts.
We might have
I'm gonna buy that shirt.
We might have to get Mom to make us.
You mean Elfie?
Elfie?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
We might have to get Elfie to make us a shirt.
I think it was me, Melissa, and Panuthi.
Damn.
Shout out to her too. All three of us had shirts, and we would wear them at the same fucking
She had
time.
too many friends that had names like cheat codes.
And it was, the orange shirt with the Camp Half-Blood writing on it. I think my grandmother still has it somewhere.
That's awesome.
But the shirts looked right. I know that's a weird thing to nitpick, but they could have changed it to green.
They could have.
And he looked right. I love the boy who's playing Percy. He looks like he's 12. You know what I mean? He looks like Percy at that age. And it's just, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see who else they've put in there as the different
We will see soon enough.
I can't wait to see who they have as Kyron.
Me too. I'm excited. Mr. D? Who the fuck are they going to put?
Who's going to get for Mr. D?
Dr. D.
Dr. D? Oh my shit.
Jesus.
If they get Dr. D
Sunglasses,
to be D.
still sunglasses and everything.
Everything.
but everybody's taking him seriously.
That would be hilarious as shit.
we got to get Luke with some violence, speed, and momentum.
It's really fun to be a part of a fandom and
6'8".
of people who really enjoyed that show. A lot of people went from Percy Jackson to Harry Potter, from Harry Potter to Percy Jackson.
Bigfoot vertical leap.
And so you can have
70-yard bomb, baby.
Well, JKR is JKR at the moment. JKRing. You could have Rick coming out like, listen, here's this for you. And
people really need to be able to separate the art from the artist.
Yes.
Because you're never going to be able to do anything if anybody's problematic.
Also, there is an official JKR Harry Potter prequel book that's like 200 pages that is James and Sirius.
Damn.
I just found that out the other day.
And it's soon, or
it's out, and it's JKR official. Like JKR
Really?
wrote it. Yes, I'll have to find the link again, but it was in one of my groups on Facebook.
Damn.
So anyone that wants
We'll
to
be
know
looking
that,
out.
know that.
Okay, well, let's give this spiel.
All right, guys, we have an Instagram and a Facebook. Our Facebook is Jack and Geek Pod. Our Instagram is Jack_Geek Pod. I post polls somewhat recently, more now since we've done an episode. There's trailers from Disney Plus Day if you haven't watched them yet. They're on there now. I have questions in there as always. I have a TikTok that is nothing to do with the podcast, but if you've read ACOTAR, go check it out.
Oh, by the way, watch out, because I found out you have to pay for growth on business accounts.
Yeah, I know.
So be careful.
I know, I gotta change it back over. Yeah, and what's not posted on Facebook is gonna be posted on Instagram and vice versa. Let us know if you...
And who knows what'll happen on the TikTok.
A lot of shit goes on.
You might see my butt cheek.
You won't.
You might.
You might.
You might. You never know.
You won't.
For free?
For
You got
free?
a PayPal?
If you want to pay to see some shit or to hear some shit,
Get ready for the OnlyFans drop.
We're not doing OnlyFans.
We've got a Patreon that we're just
Patreon.
almost like OG
I'm
OnlyFans.
I'm going to shave my head bald, and then we're going to have an OnlyFans video called Dome Undome.
Our Patreon is Jack and Geek Podcast.
Maybe if you guys donate, maybe I will let Crip shave his head for the Patreon.
Let's go.
That'll be our next.
No.
That'll be our next.
Our one fan, she fucking donates.
She will put her entire paycheck into it.
Our number one supporter should be like, oh, say less.
Oh my god.
We love you. Look at the TikTok I sent you, bitch.
Oh, damn.
Okay, I guess that will do us for this one. We're going to do 2 book clubs this month. We're going to try to get the other...
The last Olympian...
Hold on. Let me put a little asterisk next to that. We might do 2 book clubs. Just saying.
It's italicized.
We ain't consistent.
Y'all know that by now, though.
That shit ain't consistent.
We ain't consistent.
Oh, you might not see us till next year for all I know.
Well, don't go get yourself in the
Don't
hospital.
go breaking
again.
my heart.
Don't go put yourself in the hospital again, dude.
I'm just saying I might say fuck it. I want to break till Christmas. Shit could happen.
Also, we're celebrating 3 years next week. Wish us happy anniversary.
Okay, we will see you on the next one.
Spam anniversary dub in the chat, boys.